Okay, today we're going to look at section 4.8. Okay, it's more with percent problems. We're going to have 4 formulas today. Before we do any examples, I'm going to give you all the formulas up front. So that way I don't have to give you a formula, do an example, give you a formula, do an example. I'm just going to give you everything you need to know up front.
You guys, all you're going to do is just fill them in right on the back of your sheet. You already have spots for them. Just fill them in.
Fill them in right on that sheet. So the 4 formulas, one of them is going to be for sales tax. One of them is going to have to do with profit. One of them has to do with a discount. Yep. And the 4th one has to do with what's called commission. Okay. This is your sales tax formula. So sales tax formula is basically when you go to the store and you pay tax on an item. This is how you find the total price you have to pay. Take your marked price. Okay, that's the price that's on the item.
Yep.
Plus you add in the sales tax, which I'll explain in a second how you find. You add those two together, that gives you the total price. How do you find the sales tax? Okay. For each formula today, there's going to be one thing that's in it, okay, like sales tax, that I'm going to show you how you find it. Okay, to find sales tax, you've got to take your percent that they're going to give you, okay, whatever the sales tax is as a percent, and you multiply it by the marked price. So make sure you write this down. If you don't know how to find sales tax, this is how you do it. Percent as a decimal,
so guys,
times marked price.
On your thing, on your guided notes, for number 1, that's the reason why it's there. So you might want to write in, to find sales tax. All right? Change percent to decimal and multiply by marked price.
So all that you're going to have to do when you're solving these problems is fill in a formula. And there's going to be 4. This is the first one, okay, for sales tax. Any questions on the sales tax formula? We'll do an example after I give you all the formulas. Okay, the next formula is for profit. Okay, profit is if somebody's selling an item in the store and they want to make a certain amount of money when they sell it. Okay, let's say that I'm selling pencils, okay, and I buy 100 pencils from the manufacturer and it only costs me $50. Well, I might sell those 100 pencils in my store for $70. Why? So that I make a profit. Okay? So to find the selling price of an item, it's cost plus profit. Cost plus profit is the selling price. And profit is the thing that we need to figure out. How do we calculate profit? Very similar to sales tax. To find your profit, you're going to take the percent. They'll give you a percent in the problem. Okay, percent times the cost. So for now, just copy the formula down. It'll make more sense when we do. We're going to do probably one of each.
One of each, right?
Yeah. If we have time, we can try a second one of some of them. Right, so that's how it works. So unfortunately, when somebody buys an item in a store, the selling price is a little bit higher because the person selling it wants to make a profit. Okay, so that's where this formula comes from. Okay, our next formula is for sales price.
For discount.
What's that?
It's discount on our paper.
Okay, yep.
Discount. If you want to write next to it, guys, in parentheses, sale price, you can do that too.
So the way you find the sale price of an item, so this is like you go in a store and they tell you that an item is 10% off today. It's on sale. Okay, that's what this formula is for. So to find a sale price, you have to take the regular price of an item and you've got to subtract how much the discount is. So if an item was regularly priced $20 and you were getting $2 off, the sale price, it's on sale for $18. And amount of discount is pretty much going to be the same calculation that we did for sales tax and the same thing we did for profit. You got to take that percent as a decimal, just like we've been doing, times the regular price of the item. Okay, so hopefully you're starting to see the first three formulas look pretty much the same. Very, very much the same. Very similar. Okay, so the amount of your discount is a percent of the regular price. Okay, that's your sale price formula. And the last one is for commission. Okay, commission is basically, usually a salesman makes commission. Okay, so let's say that you're a car dealer. Okay, and let's say that the place that you work for, they pay you a salary of $500. Yeah, change that one to a
Yeah,
plus.
guys, on this sheet, for whatever reason, it's minus, to change it to a plus, that's all. Good catch, Justin.
Okay, so let's say, again, you're working at a car dealership and they pay you a salary of $500. That's money that you're guaranteed to make every week. That's your salary. Your commission is based on how many cars you sell. So usually people that work on commission, they make more money the more they sell. Okay? So it's kind of a gamble. They might not make much of a salary, but if they do really well that week and they sell a lot of cars to people, they make a pretty good commission. If they have a bad week and they don't sell a lot of cars, then they don't make as much money. So a commission can be risky. You can make a lot of money, or you might not.
That's why they're so nice to go buy a new car, 'cause they want to make that money.
And this is your formula for finding commission. Again, it's a percent as a decimal. But this times, it's a percent of what you sell. Okay? That's what you make commission on. So some people might say, you know what, you make a 2% commission. So let's say one week you sell $30,000 in cars. That's not that much. That might only be 3 cars, 4 cars. That's not that much. And you make 2% commission of that $30,000. So what that would mean is if you sell $30,000 in cars and you make 2%, you're going to get $600 extra that week on top of what you get paid for a salary. Right? 2% might be kind of high, because if you think about it, somebody could easily sell 7, 8 cars a week. And if the cars, even if they were only like $9,000 a car, if you sell 8 cars and each one's $9,000, that's $72,000. Okay? So you might make a small percentage in commission. Okay, so those are our 4 formulas. Okay, everybody have all 4 written down. Okay, so next what I'm going to do, go back to the very first one. And that was with sales tax. And we're going to find the total price. Okay, so it says a sweater was purchased for a marked price of $32.99.
Yes.
Yep. It says the sales tax is 8%.
It's at the top of that.
Yeah, this one you already have written down. The other ones you're going to have to write in, I think.
Right on here, buddy. Right on the sheet. Guys, the examples, right on that sheet. One-stop shopping. No, you'll have them on here. Yeah, right on that. So I gave you space for examples.
Okay, so a sweater was purchased, and the sweater has a marked price of $32.99, and the sales tax is 8%. I want to know, what are you going to end up paying for the total price of the sweater? Right, so let's go back and look at our formula. It says marked price plus sales tax equals total price. Okay. What's the marked price in this problem?
$32.99.
Marked price of $32.99 plus the sales tax.
8%.
Okay. Now it says the sales tax is our percent times the marked price. What's the percent here as a decimal? Point what? 0.8 would be 80%. 0.08, very good. So I just filled in my percent as a decimal times What was the marked price again? $32.99. And what's that going to give me? Well, what's the name of what it gives me?
Oh, the total price?
Gets the total price. It gives me the total price. Okay, so first let's do $32.99 plus, let's use our calculator, 0.08 times $32.99. What should I round that to? We're dealing with money. $2 and how much? 64 cents. Okay, when you're dealing with money, you always go to 2 decimals. Okay, so it's $2.64 in tax, plus the original price of the item is $32.99. So take the marked price plus your sales tax, and your total cost is going to be $35.63. And that's how you do a sales tax problem. That's it. Okay. Any questions on how we calculated the total price? Question time?
No, I'm trying to tell them that's not lining up with that.
Okay. Any question on that? So just fill in each thing one step at a time. Marked price, percent as a decimal, times marked price. Do your arithmetic, and that's your total. Okay. Questions on sales tax?
And guys, sometimes it might be solving for something else. They might ask you to solve for the market price. They might ask you to solve for, it might be different every time. You might have to plug in a variable.
Yeah. Just whatever you have, you fill into that formula, whatever they give you. But you're always going to be given most of it. In this case, I gave you marked price, gave you percent, gave you marked price. That's the thing you were finding. Okay? I always have to give you everything except one of them. In this case, total price was the one I didn't give you. All right. Question?
Where did you get the 264?
The 264?
Yeah.
That's 0.08 times 32.99. Use the calculator.
And it
Comes out to 264. Yep. That's 8% of 32.99.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wait, so you multiply the 0.08 and then 32.99?
Yes. Yep. Multiply them together. Then that's the tax. Then you add the tax to the original cost. That's the total price you pay in the store. Okay, let's look at a problem that has to do with the second formula. It says a store lists the selling price of a bicycle at $78.
Is this a positive?
This includes a 20% profit on the cost. I want to find the cost of the bike. So the cost is what the manufacturer sells it to the store for. Okay, they get a little bit of a deal. And then the store turns around and charges more money for it. Why? That's how the store stays in business. They make money. They make a profit on what they're selling. Right, so let's fill in what we know. Okay, let's look at the formula. Cost plus profit equals selling price. Cost plus profit equals selling price. Okay, what are we finding in this problem? Cost. We're not going to know cost. So how could we represent cost?
C?
Yeah, you could use C to remember its cost. That'd be a good variable. Cost plus profit. Now we got to look, how do we find profit? Let's look at the formula. Profit is a percent times the cost. Okay, percent times the cost. What's my percent in this case? 20%. And how do we write that as a decimal?
0.20.
Very good. There's my percent as a decimal, 0.20. And what is that? It's the percent times the, look at your formula. Cost. What's the cost again? We don't have a number, but C. So my cost, that's my profit. Profit is percent times cost. Go back, look at your formula. Profit is percent times cost. And that equals the selling price. What's the selling price here? 78. You know what, when we're solving it as an equation, let's just put the number. We'll put the dollar sign back on at the end. Okay, now let's solve that equation. C plus, normally we would write this as 0.2C equals 78.
Mr. Hager, if they write it as 0.20C, is that
That's okay.
okay too?
Yep, that's fine too. What number is in front of the C here, even though we don't have it written?
1.
It's always a 1. Okay, what do we do on the left-hand side? Combine like terms. Very good. What's 1C plus 0.2C? 1.2C. Good. What's on the right-hand side still? 78. Now we're almost done. Just one step left to solve for C. What's our last step?
Divide.
Yep, divide by 1.2. Divide by 1.2. So when we do that, 78 divided by 1.2, let's see what we get. 65. 65. And what's that again? That's C. What was C? Cost. Yep, and that's in dollars. So that means if this person that's selling the bicycle, they buy it from the manufacturer at $65, and they sell it in their store for $78. So they're making a 20% profit when you go to the store and buy it. Okay, any question on that one? Again, if we have time, we'll try to go back and do another one, but I want to make sure you at least get to see one example of each type. So then you can go back, you can watch the video and check it out and see how to do that type. Okay, but that's how you do a cost and a profit problem. All right. Okay, here's a problem that's about the sale price and the amount of discount. It says CD player is on sale for $57.85. It says the discount is 35% off. It's a pretty big discount. I want to know the regular price of the CD player. So in other words, what would you have to pay for the CD player if it wasn't on sale? And once we know the regular price, then we can figure out how much money are you actually getting off. Are you saving $10? Are you saving $20? How much money are you saving? But we can't figure that out till we know the original price of the CD player. Okay, let's go back, look at our formula, and see what we got to do. Regular price minus discount equals sale price. So regular price minus the discount equals the sale price. And how do we find the discount again? We're going to multiply two things together to get you a discount.
It's just the discount though.
Yep, perfect. To get your discount, you got to take your percent times the regular price. That's important. Okay, what's the regular price in this problem? And if we don't know it, tell me that. Tell me we don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, we don't know. The question is find the regular price. Since we don't know it, how can we represent regular price? Well, Austin. What would be a good variable to represent regular price?
R.
Yeah, let's use R. So we don't forget what it is. Okay, now minus discount. Discount is our percent times the regular price. What's my percent here? 35. And how do we write 35 as a decimal? Remember, that's in the original formula, always as a decimal. Isaiah?
0.25.
Very good, 0.35. It's 0.35 times the regular price. How do we represent the regular price?
R.
Yep, we used R. So you might see the same letter appear more than once. That's normal, because you're using regular price more than once. It's used twice. And that's equal to the what? The sale price. Now we got to go up and see what's the sale price.
57.85.
It's on sale for $57.85. All right, now we need to solve it. Okay, let's do R minus 0.35 times R. Well, there's not much we can do except write it like that. 0.35 R equals 57.85. Okay, what number is in front of R even though we don't see it? 1. Okay, what do we have to do next? Okay, what's our next step to solve that equation? Combine like terms. What are your like terms?
35R and 1R.
Yep, 1R and what?
Negative 0.35.
Negative point. Negative 0.35. Good. So I'm going to do 1 minus 0.35. That's 0.65. What should be next to that?
R.
R. Good. Okay, so 0.65 R equals 57.85. And what's my, I'm just going to move that over here.
Divide.
So yep, now we're going to divide by what? 0.65, good. Okay, what am I going to get when I do this? It's going to give me the R, which is the regular price. So I'm about to find how much this item would cost me if it wasn't on sale. 57.85 divided by 0.65. So the item would be $89. If you want to put 0.00 because it's money, you can. It's not necessary. So now, how do you figure out how much money you're saving? What's the amount of the discount? How do you figure that out? Yeah.
I'm lost.
Okay. So
How'd you get 0.65 out of 0.35?
So this was a 1, and then we subtracted 0.35. We combined like terms. 1R, take away 0.35R. And if you do that out, 1, take away 0.35, there's your 0.65R. Just like if you did 1x plus 2x and wrote 3x. Same idea, you're just combining like terms.
Just decimals, that's all.
Just with decimals.
So that stuff, guys, you might want to have a calculator.
Yeah, I would definitely use a calculator. Yep. All right. So how do you find out how much money you're saving? Okay. You know the sale price of the item. You know the regular price. What would you do? Figure out how much money you're getting off. Well, Ryan? Okay. Well, if an item is on sale for $57.85, and if it wasn't on sale, you'd be paying $89. What would you do with those two numbers to figure out how much money you're saving? Subtract them. Okay? Always subtract them, the bigger number minus the smaller number. Okay? That's the original price. That's what it's on sale for. So they took off $31.15. That's the amount of discount. $31.15. So amount of discount, say $31.15. Okay, the amount of discount, that's nice to know, because then you figure out how much money you saved when you bought something. Okay. Any question on the steps here? Okay, the kind of equations you're going to have to solve here aren't as hard as the kind of equations we were doing last week. They're generally going to be like a two-step equation. They're not going to have crazy fractions, and they're not going to be that bad. This is about as bad as they get.
I still don't get it. What happens to the R?
The R?
The R, and then there's like two R's, and there's one R, and there's...
What would you do with this, Savon?
There's no,
If I said to you to do 3x plus 2x, what would you write?
5X.
What happened to the other x?
But look at that.
How many x's?
You're multiplying numbers, they're not the same number, are they?
How many x's did you start with here?
2.
2. And now you reduced it down to
1.
1. How many r's do I have right here?
2.
How many?
Alright, then
How many r's do I have right here?
well, you were about to say Isaiah.
Savon, how many r's do I have right here?
Are you confused because there's 2 R's there?
And then
no, I was confused. No, I'm not confused. I was confused because
Because we don't,
never mind.
we don't know
They
what the
combined, no, I got confused because they combined the 3 point.
the decimals threw you off.
Yeah, the decimal threw me off at 435R. I thought it was like, yeah, got it. Sorry.
So for a decimal, just use your calculator.
Okay,
1 minus 0.35.
I didn't get it.
How do you do it? 1 minus 0.35, and you'll get 0.65r. All right, so Sivan, you're okay with that now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yep. Whoop, that's good. Ask questions.
We got one more example, that's it.
Wait, we didn't do,
Do it right now, Justin.
we didn't do example 2B.
Yeah, it's okay.
So this one is about commission.
Hey, go back to that last one real quick, the last example. Sorry.
Okay, so here it says Hector earned $350 last week, plus a 2% commission. Okay? He earned a 2% commission on each car that he sold. It says his total earnings were $710. What were his sales? Okay? So if you just try to think of this, it's confusing, right? If you use the formula and you don't think about it and you just fill in what you know in each part of the formula, then it takes this kind of confusing problem and makes it just an equation you have to solve. Yeah?
Is 350 his salary?
Yep, 350, that would be the salary.
So why wouldn't you just take 350, subtract it by 710, and would give you the percentage?
Okay, so let's fill in the formula and see what happens. Just go by the formula. Don't think about it. So salary plus commission equals total earnings. So let's write that down. Salary plus commission okay, I'm giving you these formulas to try to make it easier, so you don't have to try to think it through as much. You just have to use the formula. Okay, how do you find commission? It's your percent times what? What you sell, or your sales. Okay, so commission is the percent as a decimal times what you sell, your sales. Now we're going to have, there's 4 things here you need to fill in. You have salary, you have a percent, you have sales, and you have total earnings. Fill in whatever you know. Okay. Do we know his salary? Yep. what was his salary last week? $350. Because we're here in $350 plus a commission. So his salary is $350. So I just filled in salary. Next, I'm going to look at commission. Do I have a percentage? Yep, what's my percentage here? It's a 2% commission. What is 2% as a decimal? 0.02. Now we have to multiply that percent times the sales. Okay. What were his sales? We don't know. That's the question. What were his sales? So how should we represent sales? Yeah, we can use S. Just try to make sure your S doesn't look like a 5. Okay. What I'm going to do this time, just to avoid being confused, I'm going to use X. I think if I use an S, it's going to look too much like a 5. All right. So I filled in my salary, filled in my percent, filled in my sales. What's the last thing I got to fill in? Total earnings. Yep. How much were the total earnings? Brian? Very good. 710. So what this formula does is it takes out the thinking part. You don't have to think about how would I figure this out. The formula does it for you. You just have to fill in all 4 things that I checked in green. And if you don't know one of them, you use a variable. Okay. All right, let's do it now. Okay, so we have 350, 0.02 times x. Okay, normally we just write that as 0.02x. Okay, what would we do next? Okay, think about what we do next, Marcus. So remember your basic steps for solving an equation.
We minus 350.
You would minus 350. Yep, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here so I don't run out of space. So I'm doing 710, take away 350. Gives me 360. What do I still have on the left-hand side of this equation?
0.02.
Yeah, 0.02x is still right there. Okay. Now what's my last step to get x alone? Divide by 0.02. On both sides. Very good. Okay. So now, you again, use your calculator because these decimals are too hard to do in your head. 360 divided by 0.02 is 18,000. So the question was, what were the sales? Okay. How much stuff did this salesman sell? He sold $18,000 worth of stuff. He got a 2% commission on that $18,000 plus a base salary of $350. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is pick one of the 4 formulas. Okay, which formula do you want to try one example of on your own? You got sales tax, profit, sales price, or commission? Commission? Okay, we'll do one commission on your own. Okay, notice the setup of the problem. It's almost the exact same thing, and we're going to do this on the test too. It's just different numbers. A different salary, a different percent, and a different total earnings. But it's the same steps. You're just using 3 new numbers. That's all. Okay, so try this commission one on your own, and then we'll, in about 3 minutes, we'll take a look at it together. Okay, first thing you need to do, anytime you have one of these problems, look up your formula. Okay, we already got it right above. Salary plus commission equals total earnings. Next thing you have to do, look at what you need to calculate. Okay, commission is the one thing here that you need to figure out. Commission is a percent times what? What did we do in the last problem? It's a percent times, yep,
Sales.
sales. Good. Sales, or what you sell, or how much you sell. 4 things you need to plug in here. Salary, percent, sales, total earnings. We're going to plug them in one at a time. What's our salary? Spencer, what's our salary?
Our salary is 300.
Yep, good. She earned $300. Plus commission. So now we got to look at how do we do commission. Percent. What's our percent as a decimal? 0.04. Times our sales. What are our sales? We don't know. That's the question. What are her sales? That's going to be where your variable is. You don't know the sales. One more thing you got to fill in for. Total earnings. What are the total earnings here?
$500.
500. So you're not translating anything in from numbers or words into numbers or numbers into words. You're just plugging in one thing at a time into that formula. What's 0.04 times x? How do we write that? 0.04x. What's my next step? Subtract 300. What's 500 minus 300?
200.
And what's my last step?
Divided by 2.4.
Divide by
And you get
0.04. Okay? You get 5,000? Let's take a look. All right, so to finish that up, you're going to take 200,
That's something I don't want to care.
divide by 0.04, and you get 5,000. What should be my label on that?
dollars
Dollars
in sales.
in sales. Very good.
Guys, make sure you leave your agendas out so you write the homework down.
I did.
Okay, so your homework tonight on page 156 is 1 through 11 all.